I saw you. Even before the rooster crowed. Even before your lips formed the words, I don't know him, I saw the fear in your heart. Peter, I knew this moment was coming. When you told me you would die for me, I heard your sincerity. I knew you loved me. But I also knew that before this night was over, your confidence would be shattered. I wasn't surprised by your failure. I warned you because I loved you. I told you that Satan had asked to sift you like wheat, but I also told you something even more important. I have prayed for you. Even before you fell. I was praying. That is who I am. And perhaps today, you feel like Peter. You love me, yet you've stumbled. You made promises you couldn't keep. You said you would never return to that sin, never lose your temper again, never doubt, never drift away. Yet here you are, carrying the weight of another failure. You wonder if I am disappointed. You wonder if I have finally given up on you. Listen carefully. I have not stopped looking at you. That night, after Peter denied me for the third time, the rooster crowed. The soldiers mocked me. The crowd hated me. The cross was only hours away. Yet in all that chaos, I turned and looked at Peter. I didn't speak. I didn't accuse him. I didn't expose him. One look. That was all. It wasn't the look of an angry judge. It wasn't the stare of someone saying, I told you so. It was the look of someone whose heart was breaking for the friend he loved. Peter remembered every word I had spoken. His confidence collapsed. His pride disappeared. And he ran away weeping bitterly. Sometimes brokenness is the doorway to healing. Sometimes tears become the beginning of restoration. Maybe you have cried like Peter. Maybe you've sat alone at night, remembering the choices you wish you could erase. Perhaps no one else knows what you've done. But you do. And every memory whispers that you've gone too far. The enemy wants you to believe your story ends there. He wants you to think failure is your identity. He wants shame to become your prison. But that is not my voice. I never define you by your worst moment. I define you by my love. Peter denied me 3 times. Yet I never stopped calling him my disciple. Think about that. I already knew every mistake Peter would ever make, and still I chose him. I knew his weaknesses. I knew his fears. I knew he would run. I knew he would fail. Still, I loved him. And I love you with that same unchanging love. Do not confuse conviction with condemnation. Conviction draws you back to me. Condemnation pushes you away. The enemy says, hide. I say, come. The enemy says, you're finished. I say, I'm not finished with you. The enemy reminds you of your past. I remind you of my promises. Days after my resurrection, Peter probably wondered if he would ever see me again. He had seen the empty tomb. He had heard the reports. But deep inside, one question remained. Would Jesus still want me? Can you imagine that weight? Can you imagine carrying the memory of denying your best friend while he was suffering? Peter didn't need another sermon. He needed restoration. So I met him by the sea. Not in a palace. Not in a courtroom. Not to embarrass him. But on an ordinary shoreline, where fishermen understood quiet mornings and second chances. Peter had denied me 3 times. So 3 times I asked him, "Do you love me?" I wasn't rubbing salt into his wounds. I was healing them. Every question replaced a denial. Every answer restored what guilt had broken. Then I gave Peter a purpose again. Feed my sheep. Notice what I didn't say. I didn't say, "You're disqualified. You failed too badly. I've chosen someone else." No. I entrusted him with people. The man who failed publicly became the man who preached boldly. The one who wept in shame would one day stand before thousands without fear. The coward became courageous. Not because Peter became perfect, but because my grace was greater than his failure. This is the miracle of redemption. I don't merely forgive your past. I transform your future. Some of you listening today believe your mistakes have cancelled God's calling on your life. You think you've missed your chance. You think you've wasted too many years. You believe heaven has closed its doors. Listen to me. If your heart still longs for me, if you still desire my presence, if you still whisper my name through your tears, there is hope. There is always hope while you turn back to me. I specialize in restoring broken people. I rebuild lives the world has given up on. I lift those who have fallen. I embrace those who believe they are unworthy. That is what I have always done. The cross was never for perfect people. It was for sinners. It was for failures. It was for Peters. And it was for you. So stop staring only at your failure. Look at my cross. Look at my empty tomb. Look at my hands. The scars remain, not to remind you of your guilt, but to remind you of my love. My mercy is greater than your shame. My grace is deeper than your regrets. My forgiveness is stronger than your past. The look that broke Peter's heart was never meant to destroy him. It was meant to awaken him. And today, I am looking at you with those same eyes. Not eyes filled with hatred. Not eyes filled with rejection. But eyes filled with compassion. Eyes that say, "I know everything you've done. And I still love you. So come home." Because your greatest failure does not have to become the end of your story. If you let me, it can become the place where my grace shines the brightest. Come to me. Lay down your guilt. Lay down your shame. Lay down the burden you've been carrying for far too long. I have already carried it to the cross. You do not have to carry it anymore. Come home. I am waiting. And my love has never left you. Amen.